Alright, here it is, folks. We've finally got some hands-on time with the PlayStation 4 controller. I've just been at the Sony's lounge area in E3 here, a bit quieter than the show floor and gives us a chance to avoid the queues and actually just sit down and play the games. So we've been on Driveclub over the last 10 minutes or so, just racing a little bit of competitive, and we're about to sort of stick our way on Knack. But more importantly, not necessarily games, but the actual feel and control of the games is because of this bad boy here. The PlayStation 4 controllers, you can see. Let's just have a little sort of pan round just so you can get an idea of the dimensions as well as the look, and then we'll go through each little part in detail. Alright, as we see with the analog sticks here, sort of like a concave sort of shape going into it, but then they're still raised right in the middle. However, what this means when you're actually holding on to the controller, your thumbs almost naturally got some grip on it, which you didn't have on the PlayStation 3 controller. On the sides here we see that the PS button is being shifted down to give space not only for a speaker that will basically say you're reloading a gun, you'll hear the actual reload clip pop out of here, but as well as this touchpad. Now, the pictures we've seen so far, I mean, that looks just fairly flat and everything, but what we have noticed is there's actually a click in it as well. Now, exactly what that will be once we're trying out games, we don't know. We'll find out there. Start and select have shifted. Being relabeled as share and options, so to either side. Share is obviously for all the social stuff, video and everything like that. With the 4 face buttons, looks fairly similar to what it was before. The feel is exactly the same. As clicky as before, there's no spongy feel there. Hopefully I'm not skipping through too much of the game here as I'm pressing stuff. Trigger-wise, triggers are roughly the same, however there's a bit more of a flick out for the actual triggers. As we can see, they're a little bit more pronounced and upward sweeping than the PlayStation 3 ones, but you still got that wonderful sort of grip across the two of them. So it actually feels a lot more comfortable holding the controller when you're touching the D-pad plus the face buttons, but equally as comfortable now. Whereas before with the PS3 controller, in fact the previous dual analog controllers for Sony PlayStation, you always felt like your thumbs were actually sort of dipping in. Here, when you're holding it, they're sort of pushed outwards and upwards, which gives a much more natural feel. You don't feel like you're tripping over each thumb in turn. We have, obviously, the thing for mic as well, and the light, which is really, really cool. I mean, it sounded like just like a little shallow thing having color-coded to whatever player is in the game, but it's a really nice sort of natural light to it, and I think if you're doing it in a darkened room, it'll look really, really cool. Also, as we can see, the cable, USB, same as before. We can't really check the other end of it because it's disappearing in the back of the TV. And also what we really, really like is this new sort of grip finish on the back of the controller. As you can see here, it's still got that same sort of matte finish on the front, which we've seen on the PlayStation 3 controller, but on the back, it's sort of, I don't know whether the camera can pick that up there, that's sort of like grip section. It's like bubbled even. And when you're holding it, you actually feel like you've got a tiger grip on it. So it's not exactly going to slip out your hands after a couple of hours. All in all, I have to say I'm very, very pleasantly surprised by how good the PS4 controller is. Bengt is checking out the Xbox One controller, so if you want to check that out, you'll see it on the site as well. But thumbs up for Sony.